Hello and good evening. Welcome to the first of the spring season for the Belong Arena's Arena Clash Overwatch group of games. I'm going to be casting today, Big Hungry Phil, and with me is Gio.
Hey! It's gonna be. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
We look very different to John and Blank, so you may be a little bit shocked, being like, "Wow, their surgery went well." Today we have got the Invincibles versus Enigmas.
I see. Invincible versus Unknowable. Good. Who wins that fight?
The Enigmas. Nobody knows who they are because they're just so enigmatic.
They just turn up into the Belong Arena, shrouded in black. This cloud moving towards you. No one knows what they're like. Finds two coming in from Redstones. Redstones have actually taken down Delstan, able to just stand there and tank a lot of that damage with the passive ability buff to Reaper. So actually a lot of ultimates invested in this fight, and it hasn't resulted in a flip yet. So we've still got Delstan alive, no ultimates are left. We do have Chelsea's sound barrier. Is that going to be enough? I don't know. High charge on Atcha. They need to be quick if they want to generate another ult, but we're getting close to one fight territory for either team, regardless of how this fight goes.
Yeah, that really didn't go the way that Invincibles wanted.
It's another big one. Finds two with that, takes out a third with the hammer on their own. Atcha and Redstones, a lot of heavy lifting being done by this tank lineup. It's not going to be enough. Zensetsu having to get out of there, unfortunately having committed. Oh, that's unfortunate, having committed the Meteor Strike.
That was really close. I was actually, I'm liking these game-changing Earth Shatters here, and I also really like that they used the Graviton after the sound barrier had been used, which meant that wasn't able to shield them, and combining that with the Dragon Strike made it a really good ultimate combination.
Yeah, but we've got, in terms of ultimate combinations, we have the sound barrier in over the top of the Dragon Strike, over the Dragon Blade, and the Nano coming in at the end means a little bit of additional damage helping just for clear up there, and Invincibles looking pretty strong. It's just the poor Mighty Cod on the Wrecking Ball, not quite able to keep that alive.
But they finally managed to get it at the end there, which means Invincibles are, of course, going to take Ilios. I would have preferred to have seen Enigmas kind of reconvene and make sure they were taking a fight together. And yeah, obviously, like, you see fights go kind of a bit further ahead than the payload at times. Oh, if he's now switched over onto his own Widowmaker, and this is going to make Team C's job a lot harder, especially now he's dead.
Yeah, not a lot he can do in the spawn room. That's unfortunate.
The whole point is that you try and distract each other.
Oh, I see. Right, yeah, tie up the Widows in the Widow v Widow. So we've got a couple of ults online. We've got the Diva Bomb, which, if it lands in the right place, could be big. But of course, Redstone's being up and having that shield. Oh, look at that! Heroic hook from the Hawk! Pulls it right out of the line of fire. It's got to be so frustrating if you're the Mighty Cod right now.
Yeah, I think so. But actually, while it's frustrating, Invincibles don't really have to worry that much because we're under a minute time left for Enigmas to even make this push. And I keep seeing the same thing where they're all kind of getting distracted in amongst their own fights between other people, and now they've received that anti-nade and actually coming out with the whole
big shatter as well, takes out three. They've got to be careful, they've got to take out the Mei here, because the Mei does have that ultimate online. It's a hell of a wall from the Mei, taking the charge right to the front of that wall. 25 seconds though.
25 seconds is not long. This is pretty much the last chance that they have, and I would imagine. Oh, is Magna gonna? Okay, I didn't know if he's gonna go in and click on H then, but he does have the Blizzard ready to go. But Ethan's here using that Deadeye. He should be able to try and hold back Enigmas. I imagine they will try and use that Blizzard, but you have to remember that actually Invincibles didn't fall to the Blizzard last time.
Evade is being just every hero they've picked. They've been so strong on. That's two in really quick succession. Aethon manages to find the Deadeye kill onto the 129, and this is it. That's all over, I think.
Yeah, it's all over time, more like, as it ticks down, and of course Enigmas aren't going to be able to take that point. Oh, actually, no, never mind. I was going to say they're not running a Diva, but Invincibles totally are running a Diva. So you need to be careful of the defense matrix. But actually, he looks like he's going to be doing a little bit of a flank. He doesn't yet have the barrage, but he's probably also going to provide some intel for his team.
Yeah, but I like the idea of the Sombra Pharah hybrid. That's a nice wall, managing to force them all into that space. D-Bomb not able to find anything, but does successfully get the D-Mech. Still all to play for in this fight. This barrage needs to be big and needs to be quick if it's going to come in and stop the roll, because that is 2 down for Enigmas. They are down in this fight. But actually, the pick from Magna here on the Mei may help just pick apart this sort of slow, heavy rolling comp that they've got. But barrage comes in. There it goes. Gets the damage boost from the supercharger as well. And Invincibles actually looking like they're going to get forced off this point.
Yeah, and the defense matrix was just a little bit too late there to save their main tank. So, as you say, they are going to back out, but they kind of don't need to be hyper investing into these fights because they do have 5 minutes left on the clock. They have ultimates on the board, and there's just no point in wasting them into a fight where they can just kind of come back again later because they have that time. They just need to obviously be making sure that as they do come back again later, they're actually taking some points. But
I just want to say, as we're looking on screen, it's a shame they didn't commit to it. I like this positioning from Magna, looking just to drop that wall in behind a couple of people, but of course they're not coming from that main axis there. Oh, that's a nice... did that get eaten? I didn't see that. No, it looked like that was got eaten. The Earth Shatter coming out, manages to get 2 Redstones and evade, take out 2 of the DPS lineup, still 1 left. Delstan looking pretty much uncontested there, grabbed on Surgeon over the top, but Delstan does take out Inari. There's no Annas left on the field, but the main tank, Mighty Cod, going down. That's unfortunate. You get taken out by your own barrage is never a good look, Delstan. Atcha6 secures the final kill there onto the 129. Nothing coming out of that Death Blossom either. We've got Mei on point, just trying to set up the stall, but of course it does mean that all the focus is going to go onto the Ana instead of the Mei, and of course losing that Ana is pretty disastrous. Not a Diva Bomb coming out may be enough just to help square them off the point, but they've yet to cap a single. Well, they've got what, 20% on this point there. They're going to start finally capturing. There we go. Point number 1. Team kill bell has been rung. It's not going to looking good for Enigmas.
Using Enigma were trying to use this high ground to have the high ground advantage, and Evade actually using that against them. He can climb the walls, get the poke damage, build up the rest of his Dragon Blade, and because Enigmas didn't really do much to prevent him from getting that damage, they actually fell to the Dragon Blade that they basically gave him.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate position to be in, especially if you are Enigmas coming into Invincibles with so many ultimates online, and especially that defensive ult is going to nullify the fact that we've got DMC with the, or nearly got a couple of ults online, but we've got 23 seconds left on the clock. Look at that Graviton sticking them right to the top. This is final fight territory. Look at this, the High Noon coming in, zeroing in on that 1000 HP. Bob's still up. Earth Shatter as well. Bob is having the worst time in the world. The Redstones takes out Delstan. And this needs to be a big Dragon Blade. Evade needs to take out the Mighty Cod. And it's just the Mighty Cod left. And that's going to be it. 1 second left on the clock. Evade drags out another Dragon Blade. That deadly butter knife secures the fight for Invincibles. Invincibles taking this 4-0.
That was really great, and I think also the thing with Enigmas on that last map is because they managed to actually hold Invincibles, they must have kind of been like, oh, this is our chance, and Invincibles were just able to be like, nah.
We're coming straight in to map number 2 of Claymore versus Nighthawks.
Yeah, and we already know that Claymores did take the first map. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see that one, but isn't that much of a surprise, Phil?
No, not really. If you look at the comparative SR of the two teams, it's understandable that the Claymores got the W on that map. Nighthawks don't have a lot in the tank to contest with.
Yeah, and Echoic was just able to build up so much ultimate charge as well from just swallowing up that entire not self-destruct, the barrage. I mean, a barrage provides 4,000 damage. That's a lot to eat up, and we saw what his self-destruct can do. So this is kind of the concerning thing, is Claymores are just building up these ultimates way faster than Nighthawks, but they don't even need them as much.
No, and another big shatter helps to go to Fedorian there, popping off related Lucio style, getting 2. Hart and Nicorik with the follow-up. We're going to hit the team kill bell, I think, if this Mercy goes down. There we go. Ring the bell, everybody.
And there is less than a minute left. We've got just about 40 seconds left to go. That Nighthawks have to kind of do this fight and get the payload moving to the next checkpoint. And the kind of concerning thing is they're not staying long enough on the payload.
Look at that. Echoic with the triple right out of Spore. There's another 10 seconds before they can make a proper push at this team fight. It's going to be so difficult, even with the 2 ultimates they have online. Now, a big Earth Shatter Dragon Strike combo could open up this fight, but it's got to be absolutely massive.
It could open up this fight, but last time we saw the Dragon Strike come out, it was so early and the team just couldn't move forward enough to kind of capitalize on that.
Ben, when did you even swap off the Zarya? Ben with the triple on the High Noon and the clear up 4 and 5. Wow, Ben really flexing those DPS muscles.
But, I mean, let's have a look at Claymore's defense here, because we are coming out with this triple DPS for Hanamura defense, which I did mention before, except we're running a Widow and McCree with the Pharah instead of an Ash Sombra, which I said that we do quite frequently see. But with the Mercy, you're going to have that damage boost and that constant stream of healing, so they're probably going to be very, very strong.
Yeah, and what we're going to see here, I think, is Laser Zen just booping straight onto the point, forcing Nighthawks to turn around and deal with the fact that there is somebody on the point contesting, and that's when the rest of Claymores are going to come in and smash down. In fact, Ben already with the kill there. Dranda, who should be invisible and keeping out of the way, unfortunately going down very early, and then quite Extreme Chaos equalizes it, taking Ben out in retaliation. But it's not looking good. Actually, no. Extreme Chaos, JDM Tom, with those projectile heroes starting to do a lot of work. Echoic right in the middle of the choke, just taking their time and taking people out. Nighthawks have had to back all the way onto point even, just to try and buy some contest time. It's not looking good. The 2 online for 2 online with a hack coming in, and there we go. Podorian secures the kill onto JDM Tom. We are percentage points away, and that's it. Really, really quick cap time for Claymores. Just to provide pressure onto that right heart shield, we may see the starts, especially if Extreme Chaos can generate this ultimate in time. Daxi has the Earth Shatter. Doesn't manage. Oh no, Daxi gets 2. Echoic takes out Dranda. Is that going to be enough though? We are in overtime. It needs to be huge. Daxi finally starting to step to the plate with this hammer. We've got Extreme Chaos's self-destruct. It needs to be huge. We're dueling self-destructs. Extreme Chaos takes out 1, but it's Echoic with a better one, taking out 3. And it is just Daxi left on point.
Don't get off the point!
Almost gets the kill onto Ben, but no, Lasers in with the strike in the back.
Right down to the very last HP there. Daxi's going to be kicking himself.
Yeah. But it was still a good showing, you know, to make it all the way through those 4 games, still clearly giving you all from Nighthawks. I think really, really great to see. Hopefully they don't come away from this too discouraged. Hopefully they go back and review this VOD and get a slightly better idea of what they can do better next time.
And actually that's almost kind of like a boon, is that they can do a VOD review of their game with a team who was so much higher than them, and maybe learn a little bit from what the Claymores were doing, and because it will prepare them for the higher opponents that they come to face, rather than just kind of preparing for someone who is a little bit better than them.
Yeah, hopefully when we see them matched against teams that are slightly more in the same SR range, we're going to see them be a bit more competitive, especially if they go with these experiences.